Well, if the first period is any indication of the next 40 minutes, get set, folks. It's going to be a great second and third. First period was a doozy. Shots on goal in that first period favored the Wolves by one, 13-12 for the final total in shots. And they came out with big hits in that first couple of shifts by Ben Harris and company, but he really set the tone. Kelly Summers from Robert Lapine and Devin Campbell. From Robert Lapine and Devin Campbell, that got the ball rolling for Barry's Bay. A nifty little setup, and then Cody McNaughton streaking in on the left side from Robert Lapine and Kelly Summers, and then Brett McKenzie made it 3-0. Owen McDade and Kelly Summers again. Jonathan Sears sparked Manotick from Nicholas Hamray and Liam Dennison, and then Cody McNaughton pulled Bolt. That is why we are where we are. 4-1 lead for Barry's Bay. The only game around the league that has started right now is the Irish and the Coyotes. They're 0-0, and the Durham Hawks down 5-0 to the Lindsay Barncats. And we will keep you updated on all those games. And as soon as the stream breaks out, James will have it up as fast as humanly possible. Again, nothing we can do about the connection, folks. It is the way it is. And we've got our first face-off of the second period. It's 1 to Barry's Bay, and they just couldn't get it in onside. Behind the net. Stopped by Riley Tondreau. Pass over to the far side to Lau. Hopped off his stick. Hamray sends that up to Barrett. Sent cross ice and chipped in by Ryan Lau. In behind the net. Barry's Bay. Good heads up play there, but a good play by Barrett. It's knocked into the corner. Behind the net to Lau. Lau turns on his man, tried to throw it out in front of the net and jam away at it to put it home, back to the point. Shot, and he fired it wide. Good intensity from Manotick early on in this second period. Behind the net, looking out in front, goes back to the point. Cousineau evades his man, snapped a shot, a great redirect in front by Barrett, but that's sent along the wall to the blue line and kept in, rifles it short side and wide. Chipped it along the wall. Summers tries to get it out of the zone, and he will. McKenzie, they need a line change big time. They caught Manotick there, but they could not convert an opportunity. Peg coming in to the dot, a shot just wide, and they got one man back, and it's a three-man race by Sear. He run into the official. Sear dropped. Hamray stopped by Green. The rebound is on the doorstep, but so is Green. And the fans aren't even in their seats yet, and he's come up with a doozy early on in the second period. And folks, hit the like and the share button to get everybody back in here, especially from Manotick. They are unable to go live, so we'd love to get the Manotick Mariner fans in here as well. Draw inside Barry's Bay zone. Campbell tried to do the safe thing, the shot. He just saw it at the last second as the screen cleared. Chipped along the half wall. Sear muscled off the puck, but he was able to get it back to Dennison, and just out of his reach, it will come all the way back to the Mariner zone. Rink wide pass. McCara stops at the blue line. He'll rip one on net. Green will stop that. The rebound shot sent it far side and wide. McCara now again shot through. Manotick is really pressing here early on. That's what they got to start doing, is get the hits going and get the puck back, because Manotick is dangerous, and Green with another nice save. And now they'll have to slow up and see if they can get something going. Lapine sends it in and around the net. Cody McNaughton trying to go in, retrieve that puck as Tondreau sends it along the wall to Hamray. Back to the point it goes to Ryan. Shot, and it hits off the mesh, and it'll be brought down. Riley Tondreau Kofeld at the drop. That's won by Ryan Lau. The corner, tapping for that in the high slot there. Sent along the wall, back to the blue line. And sent out, back to the blue line again. Ryan keeping it in. Looking down low by Sinclair. Are you recording?
Yep.
Back to the blue line. No, it hits a foot. Comes all the way out. Center ice. Hit there. You can hear that all the way to Wilno. Nice move to get around him by Kofeld. Trying to throw it out in front and he can't. Back out in front. Kept in by Enright. Sent all the way up on a breakaway. Over. He mishandled it. Tried to bank it off Green. He threw the pad down to block the slot pass. And a great play by Green to thwart that breakaway opportunity. Sends that in behind the net. Nice pass to the neutral zone, and that'll go up in the air. Tondro will try and settle it down for Cousineau. Sends it over to Hambre. Met along the wall there quickly by the forecheck of the Wolves. Through center, nice move by Sear. And it's going to be a 2-minute minor to Jonathan Sear. Face off, you bet. Face off to the right of Green. Won by the Barry's Bay Wolves. Back to the blue line, Renault. Chops at it, McDade in there with muscle. The give and go to Lau. Summers trying to meet him. Rung around the boards to Sear. Sear sending that in behind the net for the Mariners to set back up again. Back to the blue line to Dennison. Dennison, the shot through, stopped by Green, and he grabs the rebound to boot. To the left of Green. Back to the blue line. Dennison over to Lau. Lau sending along the half wall, back to Lau again. Quarterbacking this power play. Renault cycles back to the blue line and sends that low to Hamray. Trying to walk out from the corner. Sear back to the point. And it's kept by Barry's Bay. Devin Campbell with great speed across the line and in. Trying to kill off a bunch of this power play for Manotick. Looking to go all the way back into their own zone with 55 seconds remaining in the power play. So kill a bunch of it. Summers drills that. It'll go 200 feet. Dennison behind his own net. Skating out through center. Nice move to get in across the blue line. Dennison throws it in behind the net and around to the other side. Sear to the half wall. Back over to Sear. Sear over to the bottom of the circle. Tried to throw it out front to a Ryan Lau. Wide open in front. And he couldn't. Thrown through a screen. Blocked by Campbell. He's had a great shift. And he'll send that out through center with a dozen seconds remaining in the power play. Bolton knocks the puck off a Sears stick. Having a little jousting match there with John Sear. Renault sends it into the corner. Devin Campbell, as that took a weird hop. It's knocked down, but it's going in on a breakaway. Coming in is Peg. Scores! Ethan Peg fires it far side, and they're up 5-1 now. What a shot, and what a goal. Holy Dinah, indeed. Did you see that? Or did you? Okay. The penalty just expires, and Ethan Pegg gets behind enemy lines and finds the back of the net again. Through the neutral zone, gets around him. McDade to Pegg again. Pegg the shot, and he tried the same one again. This time, Tondreau was better for it. Knocked off the puck. Slot, he's tripped in the mid-ice area, and Tondreau will snare that one. And Barry's Bay will look to increase their lead on a 5-on-4 power play. To the right of Riley Tondreau. They got McDade, McKenzie, Lapine, Summers, and Campbell out. Cousineau, Sear, Lau. Pass over. Campbell steps in. The shot stopped by Riley Tondreau. The rebound is right there. The pass to the slot goes astray. And Lau will hunt down Kelly Summers. Kelly Summers and Devin Campbell on the point. It's, sounds like quite a dynamite twosome. Campbell gains the line, but he's knocked off the puck there at the last second. McKenzie sends that rink wide. Kelly Summers will gain the blue line, sends that behind the net to McDade. Cousineau got there first, but McDade made a great play, trying to send it along the wall. McDade will pick it up in the corner, finds a little bit of space. As the puck got caught in the wall, sends it over. McKenzie the shot. It goes onto the half wall to Devin Campbell. McKenzie, Lapine, shot, and a stop by Tondreau. Sends it back over to McKenzie. Shot, and another save by Tondreau on the power play. Trying to throw it back to Summers. Over to Devin Campbell. To Summers. Over to McKenzie. Slot, Lapine, and a great defensive play by Renault to thwart that opportunity to keep it 5-1 with 45 seconds remaining. The goal is to Ethan Pegg from Cole Bolton and Devin Campbell if you're scoring at home. Chipped in behind the net. Big, a stick come up and caught him right in the mouth. And Cole Bolton will go in for repairs. There's the trainer. Here they have Brandon Dombrowski, trainer for Barry's Bay. Also Robin Summers as well. They do a great job here, and we'll get him all tidied up and ready to go here very quickly if they can. There's Andrew McDonald coming down to help. 35 seconds remaining in the power play for Barry's Bay, as they did a great job there to get that puck moving quickly and see if they can find an opening. And hopped over. Sent cross ice. Beauty pass there by McDade. Back to the blue line, looking for it. Menard, he can't. McDade trying to get through. Back to the point. They're all set up now. Sends it into the corner. Cross ice, and McKenzie's stick blew apart. And that It's going to frustrate anybody. These brand new sticks, not only do they break easier, I find, but $250, $350 for one stick for it to do that will drive you nuts. Goalmouth pass, great chance. Stick blew apart. Face off to the left of Riley Tondreau. Looking to kill this off in 5 seconds. Face off, one into the corner. Center on the wall, and it's over. Just as he steps on the ice, the puck almost come right into his lap. Lapine. They're in offside. And the Mariners are going to look to shorten this lead for Barry's Bay. Picked off there, and he walks in. The shot, toe drag, the release goes high and wide. Flips that out through center. Dennison can't control it there. And McNaughton, in the night he's having, that is not a guy you want to have in on the breakaway. The pass is sent back over to Devin Campbell, and just out of the reach of McNaughton. And that will go for an icing. (10-19), we're just about at the halfway point. A 5-1 lead for the Barry's Bay Wolves over the Manotick Mariners. And that is going to start the jousting now. Giancombe, he was in a bit of a mess earlier on in this game in front of the net. He is a feisty player. I bet they just love him here in Manotick. You've got to have guys like that. You got to find guys you want to go to war with, and I'll tell you, every single player on both sides of the equation here, I can guarantee you that either side is very happy to have them here. Sear, that's shot to the corner, is knocked down by Lau, but Barry's Bay will corral that, send it out to the mid-ice area along the wall, hitting Sinclair. On the boards near us. A good hit there to bump him off the puck. Sinclair sending it down low to Kofel. Kofel looks back to the blue line. Devin Campbell, the shot through the crowd, and he'll hold on for the whistle. Face off to the right of Riley Tondreau. One back, sent along the wall. Big hit there, shook the entire arena. Ryan laid into him as well. McCara across the blue line. He's got Embre with him. He'll shoot it, and Green neatly puts a glove on that one. The great thing about that is there is no rebound. And I'll tell you, Sean Green has been, there's Cole Bolton. There's Cole Bolton back on the ice. He's coming back across. Get him. And he goes to the bench with a roaring applause from the crowd. Back to the blue line. Manotick sets up, shot through, back to the point again. He'll move it in behind the dot. The shot, and a great block there by Enright. Boy, Harris, head up, thank goodness. Barrett would have got the best of him on that one. Barrett, Ben Harris gives him a shot. That's sent down the ice. And that's gonna go for icing. .8:58 to go in the second period, 5-1 lead for the Wolves. I said, folks, taking their 24-2-1 home record since joining the league, putting it to the test against the Manotick Mariners. with a dozen victories on the season with no defeats. It's to the blue line. That's a hit, but Lau will get the recipient pass, and he just had it knocked off his stick, trying to bring his team back within 3. Getting set up for the second half of this game. Kenzie behind the net. He'll send that to Menard. Yeah, give him some time. A long ice pass and a breakaway now. McKenzie rung the goalpost. Brett McKenzie. Pass in front by McDade. Oh, another chance there by Peg. And they couldn't find the goalkeeper on that one. And they got to keep rolling. Manotick is a team, as we saw last weekend. They can come back from big deficits. Dennison couldn't get the puck to settle down, and McDade was there, and there's going to be an interference penalty to around him in front of the net. Backhand chance, turns to the point, the shot, and he scores! Dennison from the top of the circle rifled it, and it's now 5-2 for the Wolves. Manotick is not a team that'll go away. Cody McNaughton and Kluche. Maybe McNaughton's just inviting him to the dance afterwards, letting him know, hey boys, got a dance, Christmas dance, come on and bring your family up there tonight. I don't think Kluche's coming. I don't think he's, just by the tone, I don't think he's gonna come, but you never know. Got to send out that invitation at any rate. The draw is won. Sent McNaughton back. They'll move it along the left side and in shot and a glove save by Tondreau. Is picking the right side. Flashes the leather on that one and he'll hold on for the whistle. Razkoop. Along the half wall and flipped out through center. Kelly Summers sends that over, chipped in to the Manotick zone. Backhand pass behind the net. Cousineau sends that along the wall. Cousineau again to Makara, and Bolton looked like he was going to take a hit, but he gave it right back into the slot, and a great save by Tondreau. Tondreau trying to keep his mates in it. That's going to go 200 feet for an icing after a big save by Riley Tondreau. You can see the frustration as Jonathan Sear there shaking his head coming through the neutral zone. It's got to be a frustrating start to this game, but they are within reach. 3 goals down with 27 minutes to go here in the second period. Lapine at the point. They got Campbell on the left side. Kofeld at the draw with Sinclair to his right, and on the left it looks like Owen McDade. Manotick's got Sear, Giacobi, Makara, and Cousineau on the back end. Yep, the physicality is picking up big time now. Hit along the wall. Another hit right here in front of us. The shot goes wide of the net. They were looking for a penalty. Ripped it. No, the shot pass hits the official. Goes into the corner. Back to the blue line. The shot through a maze of people in front. It lands on a Wolves stick. The pass to the mid-ice area. Waiting for him to get open. That pass just gets through, and it's a 3-on-2 now. It's over. Kofeld looking into the slot, and he can't complete it. Back in behind the net, and Devin Campbell will pick it up on the half wall, sends it back down low, and it'll go behind the net to Kofeld. Back to the point, and a shot, and he fired it up over the net. Chipped it to the blue line. Campbell will go up 31 feet in the air, and it comes back down to John Sear. Barrett Sear scored! Short side. Connor Barrett. And something must have happened in front of that net. Things are starting to get scrappy. I don't think anything's going to come of it. 5-3 with 5:55 to go. Yeah. And they've made it a 2-goal game. 1 point. Barry's Bay looked like they were going to run away with this one. If you're an outside observer, you don't rightly know the will of the Mariners. They do not give up. Dennison. That pass over to Barrett. Lau streaking in through the middle, and a great defensive play there by Ethan Pegg. He looked like he was walking through. Sent in behind the net to Ryan Lau. Lau loses it behind the net. Barry's Bay will try and regroup here. Hit the foot of McDade. Sent through the neutral zone to Lau, and he saw Summers coming for him. The puck is really having a hard time laying on the Wolves' sticks right now. Menard, that chip, they'll finally get it out. And it's to McKenzie, trying to get around Dennison, the shot, and a stop by Tondreau. Flips that through center. Kelly Summers picks it up, and the crowd starts to cheer. McDade to Summers, back to McDade, into the slot. No, keeps, throws it on goal. Tondreau will steer that aside. Sent out through center. Menard will take the hit there, make the play. But the Mariners drop pass to Sear. Sear, shot, stopped by Green, and it stays out. He thought he had it. Mariners, all Mariners in the second period. In his feet now. The ice is a little difficult to play with right now. Puck going up in the air. Kelly Summers will flip it over the blue line with 4:15 remaining here in the second period. Summers, a long ice pass. That hit a Mariners stick. Negates the icing. Schuliston after it. He picks that off in the corner. Sends it into the slot. Just out of the reach of McDade. Back to the point for Brez Coop. Again, Brez Coop. And a penalty coming. Not sure who it was to. 2 minutes for slashing. And that's going to be another 2-minute minor to the Barry's Bay Wolves. Face off to the right of Green. They have got to hold on tight. The Mariners need one here. Bring it within one before the third period. Mariners through the neutral zone. Hembre to Lau. Knocked off his stick, but not McNaughton. And a penalty coming as Cole Bolton was hooked by Renault. That'll negate the 5-on-4. Penalties are starting to come fast and furious. To the left of Riley Tondreau. No, it's to the right of Riley Tondreau. McKenzie with McDade and Campbell back at the blue line. Menard, he's had himself a great game in this one. Lau at the draw. Face off. One into the corner. Tried the stick check on that one. Back around to the other side to Cousineau. Cousineau skating through center with good speed. Cousineau knocked off the puck by Campbell. Campbell in behind the net, turns up and waits. 3:05 left in the second period. 5-2 Barry's Bay. Campbell. Pass over to McDade. McDade stops up. It's into the slot area. McDade shoots, deflected up in over the net. Shot long, way up to Lau. Lau shoots, it's stopped by Green. Devin Campbell try and give Barry's Bay an opportunity here on the 4-on-4. Sent out through center. Across the line, chipped over. Menard steps in, shot stopped by Tondreau. Menard in behind the net sends it over to McDade in the corner. McDade back to the blue line to Devin Campbell. Devin Campbell the shot, and he fired it wide, hits the wall, and he skates over quickly to pick this up, throw it around the net to McKenzie, to McNaughton. He's already got 2 on the night. McNaughton holding on to this one and turns, walks back in, pass over, shot by Summers, it's blocked. And McNaughton will pick it up in the corner. Mariners draped all over him. That bounces out into the slot, and Manotick will pick it up, come out through center, and the Barry's Bay penalty is going to end. 25 seconds in a Barry's Bay power play. Shot by Embray and stopped by Green. 22 left in the Manotick penalty. 5-3 Barry's Bay. 1:48 to go here in the second. The Wolves would love to get one here and increase their lead to 3. Face off to the right and one to the half wall. Sent all the way up. It will not go for icing. Cole Bolton back from his injury, trying to turn in the corner, but Dennison makes a nice play on him, and he is hauled to the ground. Back to the top of the circle. Kelly Summers ripped a shot, stopped, and Tondreau coming back to try and make that save on Lapine. It's into the slot area, knocked down, and that is it for the penalty. 5 aside for 1:20. That is offside. Yes, sir. And they'll have a draw, and we got a fight. No, it won't be. Cole Bolton. Like a little rowdy dow starting up. Cole Bolton's gonna go 2 minutes. Dennison is going to go for 2 minutes. Coincidental Miners with $1:19 to go here in the second period. Just outside the line here. Get everybody situated. 5-on-5. Lau, Embray, Cousineau. Can't see the far side, but they got Barrett out there as well. That draw won by McKenzie. Summers lifts a pass, trying to connect with Menard. Embray to Lau, chipped in. McKenzie tried to chop it out. Cousineau, backdoor. Swats that away from the front of the net. Kicked back in. And 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Stay tuned, folks. We'll have the Durham versus Deserano game for the second intermission. The highlights sent in behind the net. Along the wall, Barrett. Touched there by Pegg. Through the center ice area. Nobody touched that one. Menard rips it in around the boards, around the behind the net. They're looking like they're just running the clock out, but there's 25 seconds remaining. The pass over to Lau. McNaughton forces him back into the middle of the ice. Bouncing puck, good hit by Lapine. 15 remaining. Summers To the feet of Peg. Gets it across the blue line. 8 on the clock. They got to rush it. Lapine. The drop pass to Peg. Shot through a screen. McNaughton into the front of the net. And a shot. And the horn will go. And we're heading to the third period with a Barry's Bay lead of 5-3. But stay tuned, folks. We're going to have the highlight package of the Durham Hawks versus the Deserano Bulldogs here for the second intermission. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back 5-3 Barry's Bay, third period, right after this. Back over to Chad Duchesne. That is going to go all the way down for Shaw. Shot stopped by La Pizzera. Put that up in the neutral zone. Back over to Chad Duchesne. That is going to go all the way down for Shaw. Shot stopped by La Pizzera. Put that up in the neutral zone for Owens. On him quickly is Mood. Chases St. Hillary as well, but he needs a line change. That pass over, connects. He's in on goal. What a great defensive play by Jeffers. The redirect kicked out by La Pizzera. Lets the puck settle down, and he shoots and scores. Alex Ewell, the redirect in front of that net, caused a rebound. They pumped it through the 5-hole. And it is 1-0, and I think this is where the teddy bear toss comes into play. I'm pretty sure, yep, there it is, the teddy bear toss. First goal of the game. And they will scatter the ice. Some teddy bears. And a face-off one for the Bulldogs as they control. Pass over to Friend. Across the blue line, stiff pass over. Lou will pick it off, send it off the wall, and it'll get in the Deserano zone, but a quick turn. This is what Deserano does very well, is control a lead. Overland shot, stopped by La Pizzera. Behind the net, trying to get there quickly. That's it to the top of the circle, and La Pizzera scampers back and gets the glove on that one. What a great save indeed. Good Lord above. The Hawks sitting. There was a question in the chat here. I'll get it. Pass the top of the circle. Thrown into the corner. Knocked down into the slot. Chance scores! Right on the doorstep. And Deserano is up 2-0. A shot knocked down. He was patient right on the doorstep. Nothing LaPazzera can do on that one. The Bulldogs lead it 2-0. Try and get around the oncoming forechecker at the blue line. Sent into the slot. Dakota Betts throws it, and Luke Brown will pick it off in the corner. He's looking out in the front of the net, and he'll throw it. Go to the top of the circle and cycle it to the blue line. Try to get around him. Bring it back to the point. The pass over. They're in the shot. Scores! That's 3 straight. The Bulldogs are rolling. What a pass and what a goal. The teams, they want us to do any of their hockey games on the road or at home. Allows their fans, if you want us to do their road games, allows your fans to be able to see it. A chance, slot, shot, he fired it just far side and wide. Lemke sends that up to Reinhold, breakaway. Andrew Reinhold scores! Durham's first goal of the game comes from number 16, the captain, with 2:07 to go here in the second period. One of the worst guys in the league to send alone on a breakaway. And he made quick work of that one. 9-1 instead of 3-1. Deserano, the team, they smell blood. And they are like sharks in the water. Shane sending it in behind the net. Shaw coming out, sent it through the slot. Along the wall. Oh boy, being harassed in front of the net by Noah Brandt. That's chipped down. And Young. Oh, he couldn't find it, and he scored! St. Hill, a gift. And he can't even believe it. Josh St. Hill. I'm pretty sure it was his grandma watching the show there the other night. Well, there's a gift for you. And 2-1, that's in the second period. And we want to just give a special thank you to the Deserano staff here. 2 shout-outs in the game. That's actually never happened before for us. And we really appreciate it. We love doing this. We wish we could do every single game. That's scored! Oh my word! How did that find the back of the net? Holy Dinah indeed. And we are all knotted up at 3. Dakota Betts firing that one. And Deserano is in total disbelief there. Move it back to the blue line. Shot through by Tung. He's been incredible. And if he scores, I would not be surprised. He's had such a great game. Jefferson hits his skate, and they're out in a 2-on-1 with Ackerman. Jeffers shot, and Young comes up with a beauty glove save. That's got to be number 5 or 6 on the night. Loses him for a half a second, gets the stick back on him, and a nice play to get it out through center. No, he can't. Loses control of that one. Betts knocks his man down. Ogden trying to get it away from Betts. I'll tell you, from ice level. Chance over now, Brown shoots, stopped, it just dribbled, and it's sent all the way down the ice. Kept in by Lemke, knocked off the stick, picked up by Rhino. 21 seconds remaining. Reinhold, the pass over, Lemke, and Young comes up big. 15.4 remaining. Won by Deserano. 13 seconds to get it up quick. Picked off by Betts. Betts over to Lemke. Tried to sift it into Reinhold. 6 seconds remaining. Lemke fighting for it. He's got a chance. Lemke in. What a great play. Unbelievable defense. Awesome D by Friend. Right now we're going to get a shootout. And a very animated crowd, folks. It is terrific here. Reinhold will pick the puck up at center ice and move in on goal. The move, and he scored. Reinhold with a beauty move. He's hard to beat in a shootout, and it's 1-0 Durham. What does he have in his bag of tricks and his LaPazzera up to the test? Brown picks the puck up and moves in. Stopped by LaPazzera. Got the game-tying goal to get us here. Can he get them a 2-0 lead in the shootout? He's in. Shot and a great save by Young. The glove has been magic all night long. Why not one more time? With speed on goal. Scores! Jordan Cannons through the 5-hole, and it's 1-1. He is a dipsy doodler. Let's see what he's got. Ackerman in. Moves, and Young is there to meet him. That glove is something special. They might rightly need to try something else. Go blocker, 5-hole, something besides Young's glove. Dorian Overland looking to ice it away for the Bulldogs. On goal. And it's stopped by La Pizarra. A nice move in that backhand. La Pizarra threw up the leather. Scriver picks the puck up at center and is in. Rolling puck, and he scored. Young, I don't think, thought he was going to shoot it as the puck hopped on him, and he beat him blocker side. As I said, don't go glove. Young's too good. Tongue has been absolutely amazing. Alex Tongue for Deserano. Can he do it once again? Tongue stopped by La Pizarra, and the Hawks will beat Deserano on their home ice. But what a game we were treated to, folks. My goodness me. Thanks, Deserano, for all your hospitality. And you guys put up a great game, but Durham was too strong with a great comeback win. 3 straight goals in the later stages of the second and late part of the third period. And, I mean, if they meet up in the playoffs, folks, you need to get down to whatever arena they're in, because it's going to be a battle right to the bitter end. A great 65 minutes of hockey. Shootout was incredible. And we were glad we were on hand for it, folks, let me tell you. And we're back, folks. The old, did the chuck a puck. Now we'll do the shoot to win challenge from the Paul Yakubuski Community Center. Just to caught up some of the games around the league. I'll start with the nose ones. The Bulldogs and Royals just started that game. Noah Brandt from Dorian Overland and Ethan Cohens, that started that game out on the first shot on goal. And it is 1-0 Bulldogs. Mustangs and Rockets just getting underway. Coyotes leading the Irish 2-0. Goals from Joseph Leonti, Dante Jones, and Austin Maeda. There's his shot. That looks good. Oh! So close. Wow. That was close. And Mieta and Campbell assist on Jones for the second goal. Shots on goal in that first period were 29-16 in favor of Stratford. The second period is 13-12, 42-28, and that is at the 4-minute mark of the second period. And the Lindsay Barncats leading the Durham Hawks 8-2 going into the third period. Lindsay came out and we're leading 7-0 in that one, made it 8-1, and now it's 8-2 going. That's going into the third period. The goal scorers in that one: Chris Porter, a couple goals and a couple assists. A couple goals and assists for Michael Swift, Cameron Robinson, a goal and an assist, and goals for Will Jones, Matthew Baxter, and Brett Gilmore. Kyle Groff starting in that one. He stopped 25 of 27 shots in that game. He's done a great job for Lindsay. And here, our score, 5-3 for Barry's Bay. In that second period, much of the same as it had gone in the first 20 minutes. Ethan Pegg from Cole Bolton and Devin Campbell to make it 5-1 Barry's Bay. We kind of, feeling around here from some of the Wolves fans were, boy, oh boy, we're running away with this one. And then the fans that have been here a long time, they know the league. They said Manotick is not a team that will ever give up, and they most certainly did not. Liam Dennison from Ryan Lau and Jacob Giacobi made it 5-2, and then Connor Barrett from Jonathan Sear and Giacobi again made it 5-3. Shots on goal in the period, 14-13 in favor of Madawaska Valley, 27-25 the total in favor of the Barry's Bay Wolves. Shout out to Wilno Tavern, Valley Cottage Raising, and Valley Cap Roofing, sponsors of your Barry's Bay Wolves. And this game is actually sponsored by Oasis Fuels. And I did have the name of the band, but they have a live band in between periods here for the Barry's Bay Wolves. It's spectacular. If you check it out on my Facebook page, they actually have the name of it. I'll find it right now. So Odd Man Out featuring Xavier Leahy, their live music during the intermissions, featuring the Valley's very own Leahy, as they say. And if you can't, right off the hop. Here we go. Ben Harris and Chris Kluche. Good Lord above. They have waited till the third. They were going to go in the first, but both settled on not going in that first period as Ben Harris really gave a couple of really nice hits, and it caught the attention of Kluche, and they waited till now. And this has been quite a rowdy dow of a fight. Wow. That was a good one. Yikes. Think you'll be able to get that on the highlight package, James? Tip of the cap to the pair of them. Squared off at center ice. Both of them took their helmets and everything off. Said, let's do this, and let's do it right. Merry Christmas to all yous out there. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. Ours is going to continue all through the evening. They invite us back to the Christmas party that's just upstairs. Looks like it's going to be an incredible time. James says thank you. He puts a lot of work into it, as he does in his camera work and trying to be perfect. And we are underway for the third period. McDade drops it. Peg, a shot, the rebound, and Tondreau closes up the pads and holds on for the face-off. I guarantee you, folks, neither one of these teams will mail in this third period, as the big brawl between Ben Harris and Kluche as they have a little conversation on the bench about it. And it's a lot of respect out of the pair of them. Both big boys, and they love their team. Summers the shot through a screen, and Ethan Pegg tried to get the redirect on it. And I'll tell you, in both periods, all the action's been at the left side of the ice. Didn't matter what team's down there. It's been directed towards their net more often than not. McDade at the draw. He's against Lau. That'll go back to the point. Shot through Summers. A screen there. McDade sends it to McKenzie. McKenzie getting support there from Kelly Summers. Summers battles along the wall, but the Mariners will bring it out to center and flip it into the zone. McKenzie gets their first chip to Summers. Summers backhand pass to Menard. He'll leave that there for Schulist. Summers top of the circle, and that's flipped out through center. Schulist giving chase on that. Dennison turning, and Renault turning, sending it up through the mid-ice area. Menard picks it off, and Umbre trying to come in unimpeded on that one. Behind the net to the slot. McNaught bring it out through center. Nice move around the defender. High slot, Schulist, a shot, and it's blocked in front of the net. Lapine noticed Sear at center ice. Good thing for that. The puck come right to him. The pass over, gets there. Shot, stopped by Green, and it just stays out. Campbell turning in the corner, and the action continues to intensify. Lapine across the blue line, looking for help. He'll find it. Manotick, the shot, and he just missed the short side. Tried to send it out in front, and that's gobbled up by Riley Tondreau. Holy Dinah. Can you believe this, folks? James, can you get the crowd a little bit? Get both sides. You got to see this, folks. It's unbelievable here. The crowd on hand for this game. I know it's tough. He's got to loosen the camera and whatnot, but it's fantastic. Back to the point. The shot through, redirecting the save. Another chance, and he fired it just wide. Half wall. Kofeld tries to get through, and he gets into the corner, sends it behind the net to Sinclair. Sinclair behind the net, and a shot on Kofeld. They're wanting a penalty on that one. Sinclair and the boys moving it there, Dennison as well. The puck's out and they don't know it. The Manotick Mariners scamper out through center. Across the blue line and in. Crossover. And flip towards the net. Sent around to the far corner, and Sinclair will chip it along the wall. That's a long way over to McDade. He can't get there in time. Dennison through the center ice area. Shot scored! Ryan Lau picks the far side, and the Mariners make it 5-4. Great opportunity for Manotick to tie it up in the early going of this one. draws one. Summers gauges the hit. McDade to Menard. Over to McKenzie. Looking back to Menard, and he couldn't get it there. Summers couldn't get after it. Hombre over. The shot stopped by Green. The rebound, and it shot up over the net. Bodied along the wall. And out with it is McKenzie through center. McKenzie across the blue line evades the defenders. They run into three guys. Stopping up is Sear, waiting for help, and it will come. Renault is met by Summers. Stick checks that. McKenzie will send that into the mid-ice area. The pass over to McDade, connects. McDade gets around them, tried to get past Dennison. A great defensive play towards that opportunity. Campbell sees his man down deep inside the zone. Rip it in, around to the other side, and it gives Lapine a chance here. He will pick it up, throws it. McNaughton just out of the reach of him. It's tangled up in a couple of Mariners out in front of their own net. They'll get to the center ice and drill it around the boards to Giacobbe. Hit along the boards in the corner, and that's sent around to Sear. They'll come back to Makara. The shot through, and Green will snare that one and hold on for the face-off. Face off to the left of Green. He's been excellent in this one. Draw to the left. Back to the point, sent into the corner. Tried to get around Campbell, but he was smart for that. Turns on his man, and Lapine will send that over to Lapine. Ripped on goal, and Green will stop that one. The puck squirts loose. Campbell finds it off the boards to Cole Bolton. That's picked off there by Nathan Merritt. Sent over, flipped across the red line, and they're in. Makara trying to get past the Barry's Bay defender, but sent right at Jonathan Sear's head. He ducked, got out of the way of that one. McNaughton with his speed tried to get by him. Got the poke check on him just the last second. Devin Campbell finding him late, shoots, and it hit a stick, went up into the mesh, and they'll bring it down for a face-off inside the Manotick zone. Hope you're enjoying it at home. We're definitely loving it here. This is about the time that James and I realize we have a very short period of time left here in Barry's Bay, and we've got to enjoy it. The draw to the right of Riley Tondreau. Face off, one to the Mariners. Sent back to the other side, and it'll be Enright to pinch in. Along the wall and out. Two of them scamper through center. Pass over. Lau scored! Ryan Lau ripped it top shelf. And Manotick has tied it 5-5. They've come all the way back. That's why they're unbeaten. Quite a hockey club. Face off one for the Mariners. They send it in behind the net. After that is Menard. Menard sends it through the neutral zone. Schulis tries to go around his man. And he can't. McKenzie tried to send it back in behind the net. And they're out. 3-on-2. Manotick. Renault with Giacobbe as well to his right. Sends it to him. Drop pass. Nobody home. And they'll send it back inside the zone. Summers. He's trying to take the team on his back. Kelly Summers sends it over in front of the net. Schulis just couldn't corral that. In behind the net, Peg and McKenzie were waiting for it, and it'll come all the way back to the Barry's Bay zone. 13:55 to go here in the third period. Summers again, carrying. Summers tried to get the shot, knocked the stick out of the defender's hand, rifles it back towards the front of the net. And they're trying to get it off the glass. They will, and out through to center ice, and that's going to be an offside. And they'll send it all the way back down to the Manotick zone.
You could just say that, otherwise I wouldn't know.
Yeah, some people around, I used to think that they hated it that I was up here and announcing the games, but every time I would ask somebody, am I being too, am I bothering you or whatever, they would always say, actually, no. So a lot of the time you'll say something and I'd be like, oh, I didn't even know that, or was wondering what was going to happen, and you explain it. So it's good stuff. The draw to the right of Riley. Tondreau and Manotick possesses the puck here out of their own zone. The backhand pass, and that's sent into the corner. Campbell to Cole Bolton, and that gets out to center ice. Manotick, quite an electric team, but that is picked off by Cole Bolton. That's over to Lapine. Lapine crosses the threshold there, sends it rink wide into the slot, and Riley Tondreau was there to make the save. Bounces to the blue line, hits Lau there, and that gets a roar from the crowd. Another hit by Lapine, sent up through center, gets the blue line knocked down, ripped a shot, and it rolled on him and went wide. Flip back to the blue line. Devin Campbell crossed the line and in. Campbell skates in, tried to throw it across to get the 1T to McNaughton, and did not complete. Battle in behind the net ensues. Campbell with Dennison. Chance for Sinclair, and he's knocked down to the seat of his pants. Through center. Trying to get an opportunity in a 2-on-4. The backhand pass. Green will block that one. Enright in behind his own net. Will skate out through center. Back pass, connects, over now. Enright shot and a stop, and the rebound bounced in front of the net, and it'll be sent all the way down the ice, and it will not be an icing. Kelly Summers from his own zone with speed through the neutral zone. A nice flip pass over, connects back to Summers, just out of his reach behind his back. Enright now picks it up, tried to throw it back in front, and he will to Summers. Summers is back to the play still with eyes in the back of his head. Can't get it out of the zone though. Cousineau trying to push Kofelt to the brink. Bouncing puck into the slot just out of the reach of Harris, or the shot off the side of the net. Chance in front of the net and a stop by Tondreau. Giacobbe trying to get behind enemy lines, and Enright stayed with them and gives him a body. Another one by Summers, and the Wolves will win this puck battle here. A lot going on over at the Manotick bench. Good play there to get around Menard. Shot, no, spinorama, and Kofelt cleans that up. Turns it in behind the net to the shirt-footed Kelly Summers at the end of a long shift. What can he do here? Hands it off to McDade. Nice move around him. McDade, pass in, shot, he just missed the short side and wide to the corner. Knocked down, Mariners to the point. Campbell, shot through a screen, hits a leg, stays with it, shoots it again, hits the defender in front, the backhand pass to the slot, and that'll be knocked down by Connor Barrett to the point to Campbell. Along the half wall now to McDade into the slot. He'll turn it back to the blue line to Campbell. He'll set up a shot. Rebound! Stopped by Tondreau! Do you believe it? Riley Tondreau, second effort, and I think he might be in some discomfort here. Slot! Stopped by Tondreau again! Campbell holds the line. Tondreau is in some pain. They need a whistle. McDade, that's over to the point. Cross to Campbell. Campbell set up. The Mariners are exhausted. Sent through, tried to get the redirect. Giacobbe off the wall. They won't get it out. The fake shot, sending it in behind the net and around the boards. McKenzie can't control. They need just an icing even. Campbell sends it along the boards to McNaughton. McNaughton, a nice move. Knocked down, and with speed, the Mariners come out. Skating in is loud to Harambe. The shot! Great save by Green. Can't find the back of the net. Campbell at the end of a long shift tried to send it over to Lapine. Summers back into his own zone. 9:10 remaining here in the third period. Campbell over to Summers. Sent through the mid-ice area to Bolton, just out of his reach. And the Mariners will settle it down. Tondreau still doubled over here. Something is ailing him. Good hit at center ice there by McNaughton. Summers in behind his own net. He'll stop up and wait for support through the neutral zone. And it will come in the form of Lapine. Trying to go on the outside to Bolton. The drop pass back to Lapine. He couldn't get turned around. Sinclair will chip it in behind the net. And the grind is on. Sinclair looking to the point. And he was covered. He'll send it behind the net to Lapine. Backhand pass looking for, looked like Bolton going to the net. Knocked down is Lapine on Sear. Sent way up ice to Lapine. The drop pass now to Summers. Drop pass again to Bolton. Shot through a screen. Bolton will stay with it. The puck is loose. Chance again. And it's, where is it? Sent in front of the net. Scores! The Barry's Bay Wolves fought like dogs to get that one back, and it's 6-5 Barry's Bay. Can you believe it? The pack mentality works in their favor, and Barry's Bay has taken the lead with 8:05 remaining here in the third. 6-5, and Manotick wants an explanation. I couldn't see really what was going on. The puck seemed like it had died, and it also looked like there was going to be a whistle, but it was still loose. The puck didn't come off the pegs, and I think they're wondering why there wasn't a whistle when Riley was down. They might have wanted a whistle to, because their goalie was hurt, but he's still in the game, and we have a 6-5 lead for the Wolves. Big hit by Harris. He's had an incredible game with a bunch of hits early to get Barry's Bay going. A sent through the neutral zone. Kofeld, puck knocked off his stick, and a great defensive effort there by Nathan Merritt. Knocked down, chipped to the point. Campbell thought better of going after that one with a smart move. Cross ice pass, and Lau, the shot, and Green just put the glove up to make the save on that one. The puck fires out to the neutral zone, and Renault will reset for Manotick. Ombre slows it down. Sent over to Barrett. Shot on goal, and Green will snare that one and hold on for the whistle. Holy Dinah. Barn burner indeed. Wow. I'm glad, Cheryl, big time. We are too. This is nuts. Absolutely insane hockey. And indeed, the draw to the half wall. Back to Dennison. Into the slot, and a chance shot. It just far side and wide. Knocked off his stick, and Sear just couldn't hold on to that one. Flipped out through center. Knocked down by the Manotick D. Cousineau in his own zone. Nice move there to get around the forechecking Owen McDade. Peg got a hold of him, and Cousineau flipped it in. Summers flipped it along the wall to Sear, but that's knocked down by Barry's Bay's McDade, and they're out through center again. McKenzie, the pass out of the reach of Ethan Peg, flipped into the zone to give Barry's Bay a chance to recover and attack. Defensive support there fell down. McKenzie saw that and went right after him. There's a penalty. Oh, no, it's not a penalty. The flip around Dennison into the half wall there to the corner, and he'll send it back to the blue line. The shot through and wide of the net. Renault sends that behind the net. Manotick looking to pick that up in the corner, but they're going to have to deal with Cole. Shot through and a stop by Green. Unreal action at both ends of the ice. Goodness me. The draw is one. Oh, hard draw, one back for Manotick. Right up in the yapper. And Manotick will pick it up in the corner and try and move it back to the blue line. Sent to the point. Ripped a shot, and that's blocked at the blue line there by McNaughton. In the corner, trying to send that back to the point, and they can't. Looking in behind the net to Devin Campbell. Along the wall, Bolton tries to get it past Cousineau, and he does, Renault, and he does. And it's sent back into the Barry's Bay zone. Around to the point, Renault will drill that on net. And with the confusion in front, Barry's Bay will be lucky to come away with it. Bolton, as it was in his feet, might as well have picked that up. Barry's Bay was out through the neutral zone. Campbell, Lapine, and it's across the line and out. They needed a line change, and they will get it. And that will go up into the rafters, and we'll have a stoppage in play. 5:14 to go here in the third period. 6-5, Barry's Bay lead. Thanks to Wilno Tavern, Valley Cottage Raising, and Valley App Roofing.
Who got that fixed goal?
I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find it. Drilled along the half wall. And in behind the net to Tondro. Tondro almost picked up by Kofelt. Sent out through the neutral zone. He was trying to get in behind enemy lines. Back over to Summers. Summers to Schulist. Wow, off the end of his stick, but he went right after it again to get to that puck. Manotick speeds through center. The drop pass over. The shot towards the net, and an incredible defensive play by Lapine to thwart that opportunity. Sear behind the net. He's hit by Kofelt. Rolling puck. Gets a stick on it. Still a chance, and a great stop there in front to thwart that opportunity. Around to the half wall and out through center. Sinclair coming off. The goal recorded for Robert Lapine from Jake Sinclair and Cole Bolton. And that's why we are 6-5, Barry's Bay. Good play there by Sinclair. Around him is McDade. A great save by Riley Tondro to keep his mates within one with 4 minutes to go. Through center is Lau. He's been incredible in this third period. The drop pass, and it's picked off. Slipped out through center. A 2-on-1 ensues. McDade. Nice move, McDade! Stopped by Tondro. Holy Dinah indeed. Wow. McDade had Campbell, but he had the magic hands. Went around the D, and what a stop. And what an effort by Riley Tondro. If he has anything wrong with his hips, his leg, or anything, it is not easy for a goalie to stretch out for that kind of a save. And he certainly did on that one. Robert Lapine at the draw. Wins it. No, he did not. Looked like he'd come up with it. Sent over to the near side here. Good hit by Campbell. Knocks him off stride, and the puck gets in deep. Enright hit along the wall, and Cole Bolton, or Robert Lapine will take over rather. Sent out through center. Renault, the pass over. We're 3:20 remaining to Barrett. Across the line, and the drop pass to Lau. He'll send that around to the far corner. Takes the hit. Sent up along the wall, back to the blue line, and that is coming out. Renault, and they'll have to reset. The intensity builds. You can hear the buzz in the crowd. Sent over to the near side now. Nice move around the man by Renault. And he will gain the blue line. The drop pass. The shot through, and Green into his mitt. And another draw will ensue. Holy Dinah. Can you believe it? Don't turn the dial, folks. Can the home record get even better? Can they stay undefeated and get to a baker's dozen in 2 minutes and 45 seconds? We will have the answer to that. The question that's on the entire MPHL's mind right now. Kelly Summers flips it out through center. Knocked down by Dennison. He'll flip it inside the zone. Kelly Summers, the pass over to Menard. Menard gains the neutral zone with speed and put it on, and Riley Tondro juggles it, but he'll hold on. boy. The end will be fast and furious. These pair meet in the playoffs. You better get your tickets. And we will have a timeout from the Manotick Mariners. Grab a drink, folks. Refill your popcorn. This game is far from over. This is what it's all about. Just before the All-Star break. And a big weekend next weekend for Barry's Bay as well as they play Shawville. Excuse me. As they play the Shawville Pontiacs, which we will have from Shawville. And then they'll come back here to play the South Stormont Mustangs. We will have both games. And around the league tonight, the Barn Cats leading the Hawks. Now it's 10-6. Durham has made it a game with 5:42 to go. The Irish leading the Coyotes 3-2. 1-0 Mustangs over the Rockets. 5-0 Bulldogs over the Royals. 1-0 Bees over the Blitz. Jackets, Lumberjacks 1-0 over the Sabres. And the Wild and Rapids just underway. The draw with 2:20 to go is won by the Mariners. The final push sent around to the neutral zone and out. Devin Campbell to Kelly Summers. That's chipped in by McDade. Now Manotick's Cousineau in his own zone. Will send that over to Renault. And they will set up in behind their own net. And the 2-minute warning has come and gone. Giacobbe through the neutral zone. Sends it in around the boards. Kelly Summers is the first man there. Flips it around to the point. Back to the blue line over to Renault. Renault the shot through. And it's blocked before it got to green. McDade out through center, knocked off the puck, and he'll send that deep and get off as he needs a line change. The goalie is pulled. Here we go. An extra skater on the ice for Manotick. Campbell and Summers in their zone, flip down the ice. He scores! Kelly Summers! What a goal, and a big one. It's hard to find an empty netter bigger than that. Turns in his own zone, 200 feet away from his own net, and fires home the goal to give him a 2-goal lead. Unbelievable. What a laser beam shot by Kelly Summers. And it's 7-5 Barry's Bay. The captain comes through again. Devin Campbell off the boards to Cole Bolton. Tries to send it over to Kelly Summers, and he can't complete the play. Dennison in his own zone, and that is going to go down for an icing and be sent 200 feet back into the Barry's Bay zone. Face off to the right of green. The final push. The draw one for the Mariners as they set up inside the Barry's Bay zone. We're 55 left here in the third. Pass, point, shot, and that's blocked in front of the net. Cycled in behind the net now. Barrett, do the Mariners have another last-second heroics in them? Dennison the shot, blocked. Slot, rebound, unreal. I don't know if Green got the glove on it or not, but it went wide, and now it's back to the Manotick zone, and they got to hurry. 25 remaining. They need a quick goal and an even quicker second to the blue line, and they can't move it in. Back to the neutral zone. Sent over. Lau throwing it in behind the net. Sear will pick it up. 10 on the clock. Dennison over. The shot deflected wide to the front of the net. Stopped by Green. 2.7 seconds remaining, and the Barry's Bay Wolves have done it. There's no way that they will now improve to 25, 2-1 at home, and they'll snap the unbeaten streak for the Manotick Mariners. It will end at 12. Can you believe it? What a game to be on hand for. And Merry Christmas to you. A present that every Barry's Bay Wolf is happy to receive. Unbelievable. 7-5 your final. Wow. Right to the final moments of this game. It was a terrific hockey game. Both sides should be proud of themselves. Green made some great saves. Riley Tondreau matched him save per save. You don't get much better than this. Great job, both sides of the ice. And Barry's Bay, this is a massive win for this organization. Indeed. And they go home smiling. It's not too far. They're just going upstairs to the big Christmas gathering. For the night, Kelly Summers, 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 assists for Cole Bolt. Goal and 2 assists for Robert Lapine, 2 assists for Devin Campbell, a goal for Cody McNaughton, Ethan Pegg, and Brett McKenzie with goals as well. For Manotick, they answered with a couple of goals and assists for Lau, goal and 2 assists for Jonathan Sear, Giacobi 2 assists, and a goal and assist for Dennison, with a goal for Connor Barrett. Riley Tondreau stopped 39 of 45 shots, and Sean Green stopped 36 of 41 shots on the game. I would say the star for the Manotick Mariners, you have to give it to Ryan Lau. He willed this team back to a close game, scoring 2 in that third period, doing a great job as the captain as well. Giacobi was in on a lot of stuff as well. He played fantastic. For the Barry's Bay Wolves, second star, McNaughton with those 2 goals. He played incredible, but shout outs to Ben Harris, who got the guys off and running with a bunch of hits early on. Menard was terrific tonight as well, and Kofeld really driving the offense. McKenzie as well, Pegg, Devin Campbell at the blue line. And but your first star tonight will be Kelly Summers, your captain of the Barry's Bay Wolves. So folks, from the Paul Yakabuski Arena, for myself and James Bull and all of NPHL Central Nation, we thank you for tuning in. We love bringing it to you, and we hope you love it as much as we do. We'll see you next Friday. Tune in, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I hate doing that. From Madawaska Valley, bye for now.